Alright, welcome everybody to the very first episode on this Mother's Day, that is. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. That's right, with the Dave and Chris show that totally reeks of awesome sauce. I am your host, David Rivera, and of course, as always, that would be joining me. Gonna try and make it at least each and every weekend, or we'll see, depending how things go. We got Chris joining us. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on? It is good to be here. And can I just say, honorable mention that I am happy to be here. Thank you for having me, David. And
Yep.
yes, this is our show. We're going to make this our show. And, I just can't wait to see what direction this show decides to go. We're going to be talking everything from wrestling to life to things that piss us off in everyday life and, the whole 9 yards. So, I look forward to this, each and every week. But of course, I think next weekend may have to be preempted, but because I will be out of town. But we'll return the following week. But we did want to get this one up for you right away. So, with that being said, brother David, let me turn that over to you, my NCC brother.
Yes, brother Chris. Actually, what I'm going to be having here, just going over some of the stuff that we are talking about. And before I get into that, actually, it's kind of funny because this kind of actually started off between a joke between our friends and stuff, and now it's actually basically actually a show. And it's going to be most likely exclusively on Vidme. You'll see it on YouTube, of course, and stuff like that. So, what we're going to be talking about this first episode, just other random things, of course, throughout life. We're going to be talking about what's going on in wrestling. Of course, next weekend, we got some big two shows. We got NXT Takover Chicago that's coming up, and as well with Backlash. Yes, another pay-per-view for Backlash, this time for SmackDown Live once again, and we'll be talking about a couple of things like the new United Kingdom show that's going to be going on, not the tournament, but the actual show. Speaking of tournaments, we got the new women's tournament that'll be happening. I know a little bit about it, but I'm sure we'll probably give thoughts and stuff like that overall. And as well, Drew McIntyre recently returning to NXT, all that and more, whatever else is going on in wrestling. But, this part would be more the relaxed part of the show and stuff like that. And, I guess we'll start things off. How is your week and stuff? I know you're getting ready to go on vacation pretty soon back home. So, yeah, how's things going with you anyway?
Well, things have just been busy. I mean, of course, with working, work is always busy, and schedules do vary. And sometimes you can have a 2-hour drive home. Like tomorrow, I've got a kind of a crazy day in and out of between Raleigh and Durham and possibly Chapel Hill. And then you come home and all you really want to do is eat dinner. And I do try to go to the gym from time to time. And I should probably get there a lot more than what I am, but because we're paying for it, of course.
Right.
But yeah, it's like otherwise, it's like, well, what do you do when you get home? Do you want to, eat dinner? Like for me, I got to check my blood sugar, and if it's a little low, yeah, I got to get something in me, so can only do so much. But otherwise, yeah, family life is doing okay. Everybody's doing pretty good, and like I said, yeah, like you said, getting ready to go back home to New Hampshire. It'll be my first time going back in over almost 2 years, as a matter of fact, because the last time I went up was when my grandmother, aka Meme, she passed away back in August of 2015. So it's been far too long. So. Yeah, It's definitely time to go home, and look forward to seeing a lot of people. And of course, honorable mention here on the show. I will be most likely on Saturday night meeting up with Jesse and Will, aka the Bringer of Rain and Hexen.
That should be interesting.
So yeah, that will be interesting to say the least. And but otherwise, I'm looking forward to seeing my family and seeing friends and just getting away from the norm and doing what I do. And of course, probably will. Got to make my way over to the cemetery. Say hello to some relatives and like my Meme and Pepe. So got to do what I got to do. But otherwise, yeah, everything else is going pretty good. What about with you, David? How has your week been? What have you been up to? And how is the family?
Yeah, everybody's doing really good. We're just enjoying Mother's Day and just taking it easy as of late. As of for me right now, I've just been looking for work, kind of struggling with that, but I'm doing my best and seeing what's out there because it kind of sucks, the small town that I am in. You're gonna get a lot of retail jobs and all stuff like that, so just trying to go for something different. I just want to stay away from fast food, so I just want like stock work or something like that, just to keep my mind occupied and stuff and trying to make some more money. And I think that's going to be good for me. But yeah, other than that, this has been like me dealing with checkups and stuff like that with the doctor. And, it's that type of season kind of gets annoying after a while. After that, you don't want to see doctors for like a good year and probably longer. So yeah, I mean things have been pretty decent. I will say that, and I actually, for the most part, am looking forward into a trip myself the following weekend. So I'll be looking to go to Tennessee for graduation and see some family there. So that should be interesting. That'll be fun.
Yeah, that's totally cool.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on the next topic, how are you doing with Vidme, and/or have you been trying to get verified?
I actually,
what have they said about the verification?
well, with what they said to me and the same thing I was telling you about, they basically said I had to wait until like 50 or more followers. I'm almost there. I'm about, I can say about 40 or so. I can actually look that up as I'm talking and everything. But before I get into that, VidMe actually hasn't been too bad. I like how it is. I've said that a couple of times already. It's a really cool community on there. And it's not like how YouTube is. You can watch a video and there won't be any ads. So you just go right into it. And then you meet a lot of cool people that check you out and even follow you right back and support you as much. So they like the comments, they like all that really cool stuff that the creators do, and they look out for you. So as I'm looking at it right now, I have of course a couple videos, so it's the start, and especially this video will most likely be on there. And that's the whole point of trying to have this, some VidMe exclusive. So I have like 39 followers right now on VidMe, so that is a start. I mean, compared to YouTube, where you would just struggle for a while and just try your best, and you just keep dealing with the videos and then trying and sharing eventually till you meet friends, and then that's really where it's going to help you out. So VidMe isn't really too bad. It's a little bit easier too, especially if you want to be able to be a video creator on there. How about yourself?
Yeah, overall, I do want to say that VidMe is definitely a more positive community, because the thing is, people want to help you out. People are there to, even some of the more bigger people that may have been YouTubers will, actually give you a comment or an upvote, and it's very humbling.
Mm-hmm.
Not just for people like you and me, but for them, because YouTube has just become so convoluted and just really messed up. A lot of high traffic, a lot of people that basically think that they're this huge hotshot when all you really are is you're just another person.
Right.
But I like how VidMe is it's a smaller a smaller community.
Mm-hmm.
You can pretty much do I wish there was a go live button, but
Yeah.
I'm sure will be in the works in the near future. But I've got really nothing but good things to really say about VidMe now. As far as my upload problems with my phone, it's really turn around. Okay, when I made a video before I made the my little sprint rant video,
Right.
and that video I could upload from my phone. Now, so I'm thinking maybe you can upload with your phone with videos that are like maybe 10 minutes and under.
Yeah, I noticed that.
But anything possibly over that,
Mm-hmm.
you might have to either do it at a rate of where the video might have to be lower quality. Because instead of uploading at 720p, you'd actually have to upload at 480p, which, I mean, I guess isn't too bad overall, but I usually have no problems. I guess it's just what I have to do, if I make a video that long, I'll have to just plug in my phone to my computer, extract the video, and just upload it from there, so that way I can do, my editing, as far as, what category the video is going to go under, and maybe do it because the mobile version doesn't allow you to do thumbnails, like a custom thumbnail, whereas if you just do it directly through the website, you can do a custom thumbnail.
Right.
And but otherwise, it's just getting used to things, not trying to flip out so much about it. But and I do know that there was a recent update to the mobile version that I do like a whole lot more. I think they did a real good job with it. Basically, people that they do when they do their videos and they upload them and you can see them. It's kind of like YouTube. A little bit, where you can just kind of scroll down and see who's uploaded what, the people that you follow, and so I really enjoyed that update. It was real well thought out. So, but Vidme, like I said, got nothing but good things to say, and I just found out a few minutes ago that one of our friends from the YWC, Heel Steven,
Tremendous.
He actually opened up a Vidme account, but he will not be doing wrestling on there per se, and this is per the horse's mouth. He will be doing cooking videos, so
nice.
I actually look forward to seeing what he has in store. For the people of Vidme and doing some cooking videos, and I look really forward to those videos, and welcome to the pack and welcome to the community on Vidme, Mr. Heel Steven.
Yeah, definitely. It's worth checking out, and I'm looking forward to those videos. I've seen a few heel chef there in the kitchen, so maybe some of that would be brought back, or maybe something different on Vidme, so definitely looking forward to that. So what's up on Heel Steven for that, definitely for sure. But yeah, things at Vidme, looking really on up, and hopefully within time I'll get that verification and stuff, and we'll see what happens in terms of long videos. I'm sure this video will have no problem being uploaded and stuff, but we'll have to wait and see, because I did notice it's faster to upload shorter videos than it is for longer videos for me, since I'm not really verified. So just gonna have to wait it out and stuff, and it should be fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So what else? Let's see here. I guess now that we've talked about Vidme, we've cleared the air about that. We talked about life. What is the next topic you want to go on, David?
Yeah, I guess we're going to the wrestling portion of the show right here for the wrestling fans. And with that being said, we got some things that's going to be going for in terms of shows. With that being said, also what I was going to be talking about too, and it just appeared to me right now, and I should have actually put this on the notepad, but we'll get right into that, and that is TNA, and they're actually looking to go back on the road, and it looks like they're going to be having a show, I believe, actual taping in India. So one thing that I did like about TNA, especially a while back, they were able to go on the road. They were here a couple of years ago. I was there at their show for the TV tapings where Sting actually appeared on that show, and Mickie James was there. A good majority of the roster, and it was taped for 2 weeks, something like that. So it was a double taping, but it was actually worth it, even though it was back to back. So with that being said, it looks like not only with the India tour, maybe they'll come out here for us, maybe for Fayetteville or Raleigh. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, overall thoughts in TNA, they basically have their ups and downs. It's in the middle as of right now, since the Broken Hardys basically left. So, right now they have the GFW guys in there in the mix, which isn't too bad. So actually, even things out and stuff. So I'm kind of thinking maybe have GFW as the next show, but they don't really need that. But I like seeing the titles be defended. At least they get more titles for TNA and stuff. So hopefully things will turn around, and especially with the problems that they've been having lately. So I don't know if you have anything else you want to add to like TNA of what you've heard or seen recently.
Well, as far as things I've either seen or I don't really keep up with TNA. I mean, I'll see like I'm still subscribed to their channel on YouTube. So, so of course I do see some of the things that they were doing, and I know this week, what was it? EC3 dressed up as a cowboy. I don't know what the hell's going on with that.
Yeah, he's got personality issues. Yes.
Yeah, I do know that they have some ongoing feud now with Laurel Vaness. And I don't know who that dude was with her. I know he's some kind of, kind of like bigger version of, God, what was that guy's name on The Missing Link? He kind of looks like The Missing Link.
Oh, Congo Kong, yeah.
Yeah, so, but, overall, like, I would say with TNA, I mean, if they came down here, if they came to the Red Hat Amphitheater like they did back in 2013, yeah, I'd go to the show. I mean, because the last time I went to a TNA show, again, was like 2013. It was at the Red Hat. It was a beautiful, gorgeous, sunny day out for that. And, that was the day that I did get a chance to both meet and greet, Mickie James and Jeff Hardy. Got their autographs. It was really cool. And so, yeah, I mean, if they came down here again, I'd certainly go see a show. Because especially, the show was a lot cheaper than that of a WWE show. So, I'd definitely be more than delighted to go to a TNA show, even though, I do know that they are mixed in with, like you said, GFW. So
right.
I don't know a whole lot about GFW. So, but, maybe I got to, it's because it's so hard to keep up with all the things that you really want to keep up with.
Yeah, we got so much wrestling going on with that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of wrestling going on. I mean, there's a lot to keep up with. I mean, depending on what you choose to watch, I know, things about like what, ROH and, they decided to bring in a new leader. They kicked Adam Cole out of the Bullet Club. And,
just last night, yeah.
Yeah, and then there's a new IWGP United States Championship, and that thing is ridiculously huge. But, yeah, I mean, just a lot, a few things going on here and there in the world of professional wrestling. And, but as far as Impact Wrestling goes, it seems like they're doing okay based on what I've seen.
Right, yeah. Yeah, definitely there is a lot of content. It's not just WWE either. It's with Impact Wrestling, now GFW getting into the mix. Now, of course, other things with Ring of Honor, which I am trying to look to watch a little bit more, a little bit of the New Japan Pro Wrestling stuff. So I'm still looking to try and expand that too. And I know Lucha Underground, I'm still waiting for the rest of the other seasons to get caught up on Netflix. So that's really cool. That's something I'm hoping for other shows to actually be on Netflix too, besides Lucha Underground and everything. So that's a really nice idea that they were able to do that. So that helps them out. But getting back into basically WWE side of things for the rest of the show, where we have some injuries basically going on, where we have Braun Strowman recently out for about 2 months. He was supposed to be at the new pay-per-view, which I'm sure we'll get into a little bit now, the Great Balls of Fire, which is a really ridiculous name. I mean, we've seen other ones, but that, I don't know, I think that takes the cake. I don't know how much more ridiculous can you get with that. But I will say this, I am hoping there will be a stipulation on that. At least for the main event, it would make sense to me. At least an Inferno match, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that, but we'll get a little bit into that more. Also, Emma, she's been out as of late, so last I checked, I don't think it's for that long. Hopefully it is for like a little bit. I know she was at the house show for last week's little special that they had for the UK, which is really cool, the UK tour and stuff like that. So I'm happy she is back as Evil Emma. I've been wanting that for a long time. So once she comes back, I'm sure she can get right back into that. And Ember Moon, which is kind of unfortunate now, she'll be out for like a couple of weeks herself. She was supposed to be at NXT Takeover Chicago, and now it's going to be, from what I know, Fatal 4, which we'll get into a little bit later on for predictions. But yeah, your thoughts overall on Braun Strowman and what he's been doing as of late. Same thing with Emma and as well Ember Moon.
Okay, let's start off with Emma, because she's, definitely a favorite of mine. And yeah, definitely, I was so happy she brought back her evil Emma persona, because when they tried to do that Emelina thing, that just wasn't good. It wasn't good. It was bad for business, and it just would have been downright stupid. And then now she was starting to get a little bit of momentum. Not much, as I'd like to see, because she's so underrated. And it definitely is, unfortunate that she did get injured. Of course, it's unfortunate when anybody gets injured. I mean, if you really think about it. But Emma, what are they going to do with her at this point? Yeah, she's been rehabbing her shoulder. I recently saw a picture of her on both Facebook and Instagram where she just got done rehabbing. And the other thing I wanted to point out about Emma, I don't know why she decided to change her Instagram name to her real name. I think the name is Talia or Tanelia Dashwood.
Yeah, it's something like that.
I don't know why she would have done that. Maybe it's because of her breakup with Zack Ryder. And Zack Ryder now going out with Laurel Van Ness, a.k.a. Chelsea Green. But Emma, how long will she be out? Is the big question. Will she be out, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks? And are they going to try and do some kind of dumb persona with her again? But speedy recovery to Emma.
Definitely.
Now, Braun Strowman, here's a guy that the WWE has really, started to somewhat invest in. I mean, this guy was a part of the Wyatt family, and to now, of course, being in singles competition, taking on guys like Roman Reigns and, damn near poor Callisto, almost ending his career, that dumpster match.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I mean, that was crazy. Yeah, with both Roman Reigns and, Braun Strowman pretty much tearing the house down and going out of their way and pretty much injuring themselves. I don't doubt for 1 second that, his recovery will go, if he starts training like right away, and rehabbing and doing what he needs to do, he's going to have a quick recovery, much like, John Cena. He'll recover. He recovers relatively quick, and I believe it's going to be more of the same with Braun Strowman, because he is such a huge guy. I mean, he's massive. He's a mountain of a guy. So he'll rehab fairly quickly and be back in no time. As far as Ember Moon goes, I don't know much about her injury, but I do think it sucks because, she was supposed to be, the next, one in line to be the champion. And so now what do? Do they keep, Asuka as champion after NXT Takeover Chicago? Do they pass it on to, which in my opinion, and I know a few other people would agree with this, but do you pass it on to Peyton Royce or Billie Kay? That if you wanted to move Asuka up the ladder to the main roster, that would be something that I would do. Ember Moon can't fill the void, so let's go ahead and do the next deserving people or person in either Billie Kay or Peyton Royce, and maybe have them do the whole thing like with what Michelle McCool and Layla used to do. That they labeled themselves as them being the champions. So except you don't split the belt in two.
Yeah,
But
that was messed up.
yeah, that was definitely messed up. But yeah, overall, definitely bad about the injuries. I hope nothing but the best for them. The speedy recoveries, Amber Moon, Braun Strowman, and Emma. But yeah, it's just, I guess injuries are a part of the job, Brother David.
Yeah, it is, unfortunately. So hopefully each and every one of them will be back ready and better than ever. And I'm sure once Ember Moon does come back, she will definitely be champion. And I would say the same for Braun. And we'll see what happens with Emma too. So now we'll get into the next couple of things here. A little bit about the tournament. With the new women's tournament coming in, basically kind of like the United Kingdom tournament. And we got a series of women's wrestlers. I haven't really had too much other names, but I know with that being said, it is going to be for the summer, I want to say, somewhat like that. So it is going to be interesting. It's something new, another new tournament in the works, and something different for the women now. We can even see more women's wrestlers, maybe perhaps its own show, probably, like the UK stars and everything. So it is interesting. I'm curious what other women's wrestlers are going to be coming in. Maybe some former TNA names or new ones. So it's going to be interesting to see where that's going to go. I'm looking forward to that. And of course, we got the United Kingdom show, which will be coming back with the UK stars, and of course the UK title looking to be defended now. I miss seeing the UK stars and everything. They're really great. So that's going to be, I think, well worth it. And also with another thing too, most recently we had the Chosen One with Drew McIntyre coming back, and this time to NXT. I like the gimmick that he's going with right now, and he's looking to most likely be in the main event scene. I'm pretty sure of that and everything, and hopefully within time maybe be back on the main roster for Raw or SmackDown Live in the future. So that would be pretty interesting, and a well-awaited return for Drew McIntyre, definitely for sure. So yeah, your thoughts on the UK show, and as well the women's tournament, and Drew McIntyre returning to NXT.
Well, nothing but good things to say about the UK show. I know that this is something that the UK has wanted for a long time, especially out of WWE, and for it to be something similar to like an NXT, but a UK version, I think is nothing but great things for the company, because the first W of the WWE is World, so definitely time to represent the brothers and the sisters from across the pond. And so with that being said, Brother David, I very much look forward to it, and and for maybe Tyler Bate to successfully and or maybe not successfully defend the title, but to have him defend the title in general would be good to see, either on a weekly basis, monthly basis, whatever they decide to go with, and look for the new main eventer for that when it comes time for that. But yeah, definitely nothing but good things about the UK tournament. As far as the women's tournament, this is something, because I am definitely a fan of women's wrestling. I definitely look forward to it. To maybe see some of the people from across the globe come in and do this. I mean, could we expect Mia Yim, aka Jade, to come in and do it? Santana Garrett. Will they? The biggest one, in my opinion, to see. Will they bring in Jessica Havoc, aka Havoc, to come in and represent this tournament? I think would be an awesome thing. A lot of people. Could we see Candice LeRae come in and to the UK tournament? So many different possibilities that could only be tapped by going into maybe selecting people from Shimmer or some of these other maybe more independent scene that we don't even know about. And what I gotta be honest here, someone that I would love to see work the angles and maybe work the mic as maybe a commentator or a host of the show But what would we think about Medusa, aka Alundra Blaze, coming in to kind of like be the host of the show, because she's a seasoned veteran of the world of professional wrestling, aka sports entertainment, and
yeah.
I think that she could be good for it. And maybe as a co-host, maybe bring in Lita
Yeah,
to
there you
co-host
go.
the show with her. Or could they tap in and go get Ivory to help them out with it? Who knows? But this women's tournament is going to be pretty damn good, to say the least. So that's all I got to say when it comes time for the the UK show, the tournament, the women's tournament. And now we move on to Drew Galloway, aka Drew McIntyre. Definitely glad to see him where I think he fits best in NXT, and looking forward to his main event run, especially with guys like Bobby Roode being in there, being the champion still, and I just look forward to what he's got. I was real happy for him in Impact Wrestling, and now that he's back home, WWE seems to be doing good with bringing these people back and polishing them off, looking like getting a second chance. I mean, look at what they did with Heath Slater. Who would have thought that Heath Slater would have been a good tag team champion with Rhino? And boy, did they prove us wrong. Then now we've got Jinder Mahal being in the main event spot, taking on Randy Orton for the WWE World Heavyweight title, and expect nothing better for Drew McIntyre, aka Drew Galloway. So, and of course, him being Irish, got another good Irishman on deck. And shout out to Becky Lynch and for Finn Balor. That's kind of like a family right there, to say the least.
Yeah, it really is.
I definitely look forward to his run and what he's got to offer, and what Triple H will do with him in NXT. So all nothing but good things coming from all angles. And it just depends on how the WWE decides to book everything.
Yeah, indeed, that is true. And speaking of that, I did notice too, like going into SmackDown Live and everything in terms of their booking. I do like, and that is the next topic, how they're handling things over there. Now that we had, which you mentioned, Jinder Mahal, who would have ever thought, the change that we would see, especially from him being in this feud now with Randy Orton and looking to win the title and everything, and being with the Bollywood boys and stuff like that. But it wasn't just with him, and now with Epico and Primo getting a little bit of a change, which was well deserved and needed and stuff like that. So, for those who aren't really doing so well on Raw and then go over to SmackDown Live, it really is showing that they're giving people chances and opportunities, which is really good. And the change up there has been really well done. One of the reasons why I like SmackDown Live, it's more calmer and stuff like that. You only have it where it's 2 hours, of course, 205 Live afterwards and talking smack. But, with that being said, they are giving people chances, that haven't really gotten a chance or, looking to actually try and prove themselves. So, SmackDown Live has that, even though Raw, has, good things about it too, but SmackDown really is a place to change, which is a really good thing. I don't know if you have anything to add to that.
Well, as far as SmackDown Live goes, having watched this past week's episode, the one thing I do want to talk about is I thought the little skit they did with Breezango.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. I did not like that. I wasn't crazy about it. Them playing, like Sherlock Holmes and Watson, and then for them to seek out the Ascension, which the Ascension was just, they were in this freezer or closet just yelling at each other, maybe trying to hype themselves up or whatever.
Yeah, for the match later on that night.
And the one thing I do want to, express my dissatisfaction about was the fact that Breezango actually went over on the Ascension. Now, the Ascension being, my favorite tag team to have come out of NXT, and then they, they were just ruined. And I still think that they're ruined. I don't think that they will I could be wrong. Maybe it's just a matter of time, but I don't see them getting back to that spot where they need to get to, being a dominating tag team. Especially when you, get beaten by the likes of Breezango. Oh my God! I mean, how pitiful and shameful is that? And as far as some of the other things going out of SmackDown Live, I mean, who would have thought that Eric Rowan would have beat Luke Harper?
Yeah, that was different.
That was just awkward. Seeing Natalia, beat Becky Lynch, in in that whole fiasco that had them, Naomi and Charlotte at ringside, as well as Carmella and Tamina Snuka at ringside for Natalia. So it's like, what the hell's going on with that? Now we have this 6-women tag team match, and Charlotte, she's calling herself, still the best, the queen and whatnot. Which, I mean, yeah, rightfully so. But I don't think that that's going to be one six-women tag that's going to work too well. I think we're going to see, as much as I'd hate to say it, I think we're going to see Carmella, Tamina, and Natalia win that match over at Backlash, and it's just going to be one of those disappointing things, because I don't think what seems to be that Charlotte wants to get along with Naomi and Becky Lynch. So, Becky Lynch seems to get along with both of them pretty good, but who knows what's going to happen when it comes time for that. And who would have thought that we would see Jinder Mahal go over on who the hell did he pin? Randy Orton. Jinder Mahal pinned Randy Orton on SmackDown. That's not something we would have ever expected to see, but I do know that it's for the benefit of the feud. So overall, I think SmackDown is doing okay. And to me, I'm just being honest, I do feel that Raw was the better show from the past week, rather than what am I saying here? Yeah, Monday Night Raw being the better show against SmackDown this week. I just felt, SmackDown just felt like a clusterfuck this past week. If you don't mind me saying so.
No, that's fine.
I just thought Raw was, even though it's a 3-hour show, I watched it on Hulu.
Yeah.
I just felt like it was more to the point, and it did a good job of like take for example Dean Ambrose and the Miz being co-captains of the show, co-hosts. I just thought it was more entertaining, to say the least. I don't know how other people feel, but I do know that a lot of people are like, oh well, Monday Night Raw got a 1.9 rating. Well, I mean, you may have thought it sucked, but not a whole lot of other people did. I for one, actually kind of enjoyed it for what it was worth. SmackDown was okay, but to me, Raw was the winner, man. But I'll turn it back over to you.
Yeah, we'll definitely get more into like the rest of Backlash and everything like that. But yeah, for me, it was kind of the opposite for me. I thought Raw was pretty good, and I enjoyed SmackDown Live a lot more better this week, to be honest. But that's how I felt about it. But we will get into which is the predictions part now in terms of NXT. I guess we'll basically go at it as how we normally, just particularly do the predictions and everything. So I'll just go as with the first match that I see here. We got, of course, now the WWE United Kingdom Championship match, where we have Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne. This one should be very well done. I'm actually looking forward for this, and I'm sure the champion, Tyler Bate, will definitely successfully retain his title, and especially going into the new show that's going to be happening pretty soon, and going in as champion. Who knows if they want, for the very first show, either have a rematch or something else like that. So I got Tyler Bate overall as my main pick. And who do you have going with Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne?
Well, first of all, I do want to point out that did you actually set up the pun in that, David? When you said it's going to be well done?
I
Or
did.
whatever
Yeah, I did.
It's like you hit the nail right on the head.
I
No
set
pun
myself
intended.
up.
No pun intended. That was good, brother. That was definitely
Yeah.
good. I found that to be really cool.
Mhm.
But overall, Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne, aka the Bruiserweight. I got to be honest with you. I like how Pete Dunne is kind of like he just doesn't care. He wants to hurt people. So I don't know, man. I'm going to have to go with Pete Dunne because I think it's been a while since, we've seen that United Kingdom tournament, the United Kingdom Championship belt.
Mhm.
Haven't seen Tyler Bate since, and I think I'm going to have to go with Pete Dunne on this one because they've been really kind of, truth be told, I mean, and I've seen it, they've been kind of building up Pete Dunne on some of the vignettes that they've had.
Right. No, yeah, they definitely have been, and the whole thing too. So yeah, it'd be definitely interesting to see Pete Dunne as the champion. You never know about that, so definitely he could use that against him. Well, actually, with him, basically on that, going into the new show and everything, and being as a heel and stuff, to see who will go up against him and stuff like that. So that would be definitely interesting. The next thing that we do have is the NXT Tag Team Championship ladder match, when we got the Authors of Pain and DIY. Now this one basically could go either or. I kind of see Authors of Pain keeping the titles a little bit longer, and I wouldn't mind actually to have DIY definitely, hopefully within time, being a part of the main roster. I think it's time for them. That's just me. So the Authors of Pain, I actually see them retaining and keeping their tag team championships after that. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I got to be honest. If DIY was as tenacious as they need to be, I honestly feel like DIY could get back the tag team titles because let's think about it. This is a ladder match.
Yeah.
What the Authors of Pain? What is the first thing that DIY should do? I think, in all honesty, I believe that DIY should use those ladders against the Authors of Pain and knock them out.
Right.
That way they can go up and get the tag team titles. But and that is something that I personally would love to see. But as far as picking a winner goes, I'm going to go with DIY. I'm going to go with them to get back their tag team titles. And if they, like I said, they can play it smart, they can have the titles back.
Alright, we'll have to only wait and see. And what was supposed to be, I'm sure, a fatal four-way, but now we got the NXT Women's Championship match and a triple threat match. And now it's going to be Asuka, Ruby Riott versus Nikki Cross, all in this one. Now, to me, I actually think Asuka's going to keep it until Ember Moon comes back, and then Ember Moon's going to get the title. If that doesn't happen, then, I don't know, I kind of see Nikki Cross. I mean, that wouldn't be so bad in that one, but overall, I do see Asuka winning it and keeping the title, and then having Ember Moon, when she's ready to go, face Asuka. I'm sure in the next probably TakeOver show, if it's not going to happen on the actual NXT regular show, but Asuka, I do have her keeping her title at the end of the night for the NXT TakeOver Chicago. What are your thoughts on the triple threat for the Women's Championship?
The triple threat. So Asuka's going to go against Nikki Cross, and who else?
That would be Ruby Riott.
I don't know Ruby Riott.
Yeah, she's basically the new one that just came in with No Way Jose, basically like that. Guys like that, most recently.
Good God.
Yeah.
Well, I think if I was WWE, if I was Triple H, I would probably, if you want to get Asuka onto the main card, I would definitely go ahead and give it to Nikki Cross, pass the torch on to her.
Okay.
And I think this Ruby Riot person you just talked about, I think would have a lot more to prove.
Yeah.
Especially if she just came in, there's no reason to pass it on to her right away.
Yeah.
But I would give the torch to Nikki Cross, so I would pick Nikki Cross.
Yeah. Basically, she just came in to help out with Ty Dillinger before he left against Sanity. So, yeah, she's basically pretty damn new. So, yeah, Nikki Cross isn't too bad. But I still think Asuka would be the safe bet for me. But then we get into the main event match. We got Bobby Roode and Hideo Itami. I'm looking forward into this one. It could go really either or. I want to say Hideo Itami. I think he deserves it, especially everything that he's been through with the injuries and whatnot. If you ask me, he should have been NXT champion a long damn time ago. So I would love to see that. But I think, however, Bobby Roode will get it, and maybe we'll get to see Bobby Roode and Drew McIntyre, or even the three of them or someone else get into the mix for the NXT World title if they wanted to do that. So Bobby Roode, I will actually go in saying that I think he's going to retain his NXT championship. What about you?
I think I'm with you, honestly, because Hideo Itami has been out with injuries. So are you really going to give the title to somebody that could be, more injury prone? And I'm not trying to discriminate against Hideo Itami by any means. I'm happy to hear that he's back.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
for what it's worth, I think the Glorious One definitely needs to keep his title.
Yeah, it's good that he's back and everything for Hideo Itami, so I'm looking forward to other things that he is going to be doing, and just seeing him in the main event is actually still really cool, so we'll have to wait and see. So now that leads us to the next night, where we have on Sunday, following Sunday, and that would be for Backlash, and again, really good saying Backlash again. So where we'll go at it with this, we'll go with the women's tag team match, where we got Naomi, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte are two girls in the match, which is really cool. Where we have Natalya, Carmella, and Tamina, the Welcoming Community, which is a really weird name for them, if you ask me. So, like you said, I could kind of see Natalya's team winning, but, honestly, I feel like Naomi, Becky, and Charlotte should get the win. And it's interesting to see how Charlotte is transitioning now into a face and everything, even though she doesn't really want to be bothered too much, but I think that will warm up each and every time, we do see her with Becky Lynch and Naomi and stuff like that. And it probably would eventually later on down the line, hopefully, have that, official rematch for Charlotte and Naomi for the title, or they can even do other things with that. So I want to say Naomi, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte, but however, I kind of see, like you said, Natalya, Carmella, and Tamina getting the win there. So what are your thoughts on that?
Okay, well, I'm going to expect the Welcoming Committee to win, but if by some chance I will be pleasantly surprised to see Charlotte, Naomi, and Becky Lynch coming out on top, and I'm not going against my girl or girls, Becky Lynch and Charlotte.
Definitely.
It's just with the storyline being built, I do, because Charlotte has a hard time conforming to Naomi and to Becky Lynch, but more so Naomi. I think I would be like I said, I would be pleasantly surprised to see them get the win, but expect the Welcoming Committee, especially because they got that little flea who has overstayed his welcome,
Mr.
James
Ellsworth. Yes.
Let's not forget he'll be a factor, and I do think he will, of course, get involved. But do we make this an intergender matchup?
And then again, who would be on the opposing team? That's the thing. To even it up.
That'd be a good question, but I mean,
unless he's a special guest referee, then that'd be really fucked up.
Yeah, it would. It really would.
Mm-hmm.
But that's my prediction when it comes time for that. Expect the welcoming committee, but be pleasantly surprised to see Charlotte, Becky Lynch, and Naomi pull it off.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then we get into the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match, and this is kind of a little bit of a weird one, if you ask me, where we have the Usos defending against Breeze Dangle. This one, I definitely see the Usos retaining. I like them as heels. They're definitely doing really well, so that's a nice change for the Usos with them being faces for so long. But I will say this, I would have liked to see Tyler Breeze with the title and everything like that, so... and to do other things too, maybe more on his own. I think that would have been cool, especially for Fandango himself. But yeah, I do see the Usos retaining and then moving on, maybe facing American Alpha again or another team after that, after Backlash and everything, leading into Money in the Bank, which is going to be the next SmackDown pay-per-view. So, yeah, the Usos are definitely going to be my pick. How about yours?
When it comes time for this matchup, the WWE SmackDown Live Tag Team titles,
yeah,
I do not want to see. I do not. Big, bold, capital, italicized letters. I do not want to see Breezango walk away as the tag team champions. I would love to see, the Usos retain, and I want to see the Usos, they need to beat the holy hell out of Breezango. I think that this is such a cheesy tag team. It's gonna be something, man. It's gonna be something, brother David. And
yes,
we're gonna, But my pick is to have the Usos retain those tag team titles, man. I said, it would be is what Vince McMahon once called a public relations corporate nightmare.
Yeah, that would be something.
To have Breezango win those tag team gold.
Yeah, just curious to see if they're going to continue those cases or not. But
yeah, because that was such a lame skit that they did on SmackDown Live.
It was. It really was. And I will say this, I would expect this as, I guess you could call it as an honorable mention with a possible match that could be added. It has been building up for a while now, and it was actually within the main event for SmackDown Live, and that is Sami Zayn and Baron Corbin. I would expect this to be on Backlash. I'm pretty sure it will be. That one should be actually a good match. I actually want to go for more Sami Zayn to see how he will definitely get the win over Baron Corbin, but if he does win for Baron Corbin, I mean, that's fine. And they actually added this more into Talking Smack because that's pretty much where it first developed and everything and really got started. So I do expect that match to happen, but when it does, I am going with that. So, yeah, if you want to give your own prediction on that, which I'm sure to happen, Sami Zayn and Baron Corbin, what do you got on that?
I would expect to see this match because, like you said, it has been built up for a little bit now. So I would expect to see it. I think that would be a fair judgment call to see it. But as far as who we would need to see win, both guys need the win. Let's just be honest.
Right.
I think Baron Corbin needs the win, and I think that Sami Zayn really needs the win.
Yeah.
But if Sami Zayn does get the win, does that mean he becomes possibly a number one contender for Kevin Owens' United States Championship?
True.
But then again, who really wants to see Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn again?
Could be for the world title if they wanted to. Possibly.
That's a possibility. So, overall, who would I want to see win? I've always supported Baron Corbin. I'm going with Baron Corbin.
Alright, indeed. Alright, then from there, which probably one of my favorite matches that I am looking forward to, where we have Dolph Ziggler and Shinsuke Nakamura, which is going to be, I'm sure, a hell of a match to see. You know, it's been building up for a little bit, but, you know, we'll see what happens with that. And I'm pretty sure Shinsuke Nakamura, the King of Strong Style, will actually get his win for Backlash and everything, since he really hasn't wrestled a match yet on SmackDown Live. They've been saving it, which is fine. I understand that, and I want to have people to be able to watch Backlash to see what Shinsuke Nakamura is about if you haven't seen him. So that should be well worth the wait, since, you know, we both seen him before, especially at NXT, former two-time NXT champion and everything like that. So yeah, it's gonna be well worth it, and with Dolph Ziggler being the heel and stuff like that, hasn't been, you know, far too bad. You know, it's been pretty good. So yeah, Nakamura definitely for the win for me. How about you? What are you looking forward to in that?
As far as Dolph Ziggler versus Shinsuke Nakamura, I do look forward to this match because the way things happen on SmackDown, the way they've been happening, Dolph Ziggler, he's this heel guy. He feels disrespected by the crowd. He feels the crowd is nothing but a bunch of fake. But to me, Shinsuke is the type of guy, and he proved it, that he was ready to go on SmackDown.
Right.
I think Dolph Ziggler with Shinsuke Nakamura,
Mm-hmm.
Dolph Ziggler is way out of his element. This is something that is going to be very new to him, and something that he is going to have to prove that he can adapt to his moveset. Because, indefinitely for Dolph Ziggler, you know what? He ain't going to be that Shinsaska move is going to be coming out of nowhere at him. Flying at his face, and so I definitely look forward to seeing Shinsuke Nakamura get the win against Dolph Ziggler.
Alright, so then from there we go into the title matches. This one for the United States Championship match, which is another matchup that I am looking forward into seeing. Of course, the new face of America now, Kevin Owens, and as well the P1, the phenomenal one, the face that wants to place AJ Styles. And this one, you know, it's a real toss-up. I want to say Kevin Owens, but at the same time, I want to go for AJ Styles to see how things are going to go. Then again, Kevin Owens basically getting back the United States Championship and everything, so it's really up in the air at this point. It actually doesn't matter to me who wins, so I guess Kevin Owens, but you never really know, you know, especially when you have your two favorites and being torn apart. It really does suck and make it harder for predictions. But hey, I'll go with Kevin Owens and the Kevin Owens show to continue, and the new face of America is still going on as the United States champion. How about you?
Oh boy, yeah, this is a match to look forward to, man. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, to me, this is straight out of the indie scene.
Yeah, literally.
And I can't wait to see this match. As far as who do I want it to win, I want both guys to win. I love Kevin Owens as the United States champion, but I also really like AJ Styles. So who do we see getting the win in this? I cannot decide. It's just so damn difficult. Because truth be told, I could go for either guy. I can't decide. So whoever made the best guy win, and whoever comes out on top will come out on top. I'm not going to mind either one. So that's the way I got to leave it as. I can't make a prediction on this.
Alright, so I guess we got a draw. Both men win.
Yeah, I got a draw, man. Got a draw.
There you go. Alright, so of course then we get into the main event where we have Randy Orton and Jinder Mahal. Now, I will say this, I actually want to see Jinder Mahal, believe it or not, be the champion. This has been a complete surprise, and I'm very well pleased in how things are going. I don't think the Bollywood boys are going to get too much involved, maybe a little bit, but I think at the end of the day, it'll actually be, you know, Jinder Mahal probably getting the win. Even if Randy Orton does retain, I mean, that's fine with me. But I kind of want to be different here, see something new, and to see things, how they're going to go, if things are going to continue with Randy Orton and Jinder Mahal going to Money in the Bank. but you never really know. So I'm going to be different, yes, and actually go with Jinder Mahal on being WWE champion, believe it or not. How about you on that?
I am totally with you, David. I want to
Oh
see
wow, it's
something different
surprising.
as well.
Yeah.
And here's the reason why.
All right.
Randy Orton does not need that title. He does not need it. Has it been good seeing him being a champion again? Yes. But you know what? I mean, let's be honest. Jinder Mahal, the guy has been really kind of nothing but a joke since joining the WWE. Now that he's back, he's got this huge opportunity ahead of him.
Mm-hmm.
Wrestling Randy Orton to become the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, it's something I look forward to. Like I said, I am with you, man. I would love to see Jinder Mahal be the World Heavyweight Champion.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because did you see his photo shoot that he did with the title?
I did, yeah.
It suited him.
It actually did, yeah.
He looks like he's ready to be a champion, and it suits him. So, I definitely look forward to the match, and good luck to Jinder Mahal.
Mm-hmm.
I am predicting Jinder Mahal because, like you said, I too would love to see something different.
Yeah.
And even though we do know that of course, you do know for a fact that someone's going to bitch.
Unfortunately, yeah.
They just can't be happy for the guy.
No.
I, for one, will be happy if Jinder Mahal wins. And I think it's going to be something to, value, because WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment,
yep.
Why not pass it on to somebody that, he can take it to his people in India and be pretty much looked at as a hero for his people. And as far as the Bollywood boys, I do see the Bollywood boys taking a fall in this match. They're going to be the scapegoat. Because Jinder Mahal, he's a heel. They're going to be the scapegoat for him as far as, or maybe a better word for it, maybe a patsy, They're going to be his patsies, They're going to be the ones distracting Randy Orton, but they're going to fall, and Jinder Mahal is going to capitalize and get the win.
Yeah, and then we don't have to hinder Jinder after that, probably.
Hinder Jinder.
Yeah. Yeah, but that pretty much does it for Backlash. It should actually be a good show. I'm looking forward to actually getting majority of the matches, so we'll have to wait and see, especially for NXT for next Saturday, and of course Backlash will be following Sunday, next Sunday, as a matter of fact. So it's going to be a pretty damn good weekend for wrestling next weekend. With that being said, that does it for this very first episode of the Dave and Chris Show and everything. So, I think pretty successful. So those of you who are checking this out, not only on Vidme, definitely leave a follow, leave your comments, especially not only on Vidme, but on YouTube. If you're new, of course, definitely leave a subscribe and hit the notification bell. Leave your comments as well. And I think for next time, hopefully, if that goes well, I'd like to get maybe a mailbag, if you will, and get some questions. If anybody has any questions for us, we can definitely read them for the end of the show and stuff like that, or maybe do that live, depending how things are going to go.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Make it a part of the show, question and answer. Definitely. Leave a comment or a question below, and we will discuss, and we will do this the next time we have the show, because I can't do the show next weekend.
Yeah.
David can't do the show. What is it? Next weekend too, as well.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to preempt the show. So the next time we can get to the show, we'll definitely get that done for you. But leave a question below. We'll answer it as a part of the show. If you need some advice, because I for one would like to open up an advice column.
There you go.
So if you have anything that you need to ask as far as advice is concerned, leave a comment below. Whether you're viewing this on Vidme, or I don't know if Brother David is going to put it on YouTube, but leave a comment, leave a question, leave a concern below, and we will get to it at the next show. And and be sure to follow David on all his platforms.
Definitely.
For me, Chris Boston Fan Michaels on Facebook, Twitter, Boston Fan 79V1, Instagram, Boston Fan 79V1, my Tumblr account, okay, Christopher Michaels or Chris Michaels NC, okay, that's my Tumblr account. Snapchat, David Rivera. David_Rivera 1989. I can't remember. I think mine is CRobadu79 on Snapchat. So go follow me there. Let's see here. I don't really do Periscope, even though I do have an account for that. Boston Fan 79V1 live.me. I checked that out. To me, that's okay. Nothing really too special, but if you guys want to follow me there, Christopher Michaels. So I think I have covered the wide, broad spectrum of all my social media. And I will be filming and doing some video, getting some pictures from back home in New Hampshire. Going to be doing a lot there. And, what I'd like to initially do is give you the tour of some of the houses and apartments I used to live in.
Oh, nice.
So I think that'll be cool. I think the only place I'm not going to shoot from will be the cemetery, but I do look forward to meeting up with Jesse and Will on Saturday night. That about will wrap it up for the show, and I do want to make one more honorable mention. I do have a suggestion for all you folks that are out there listening to this. A couple nights ago, I was in bed watching some music videos on my phone. And I do want to point one thing out. Cancer affects us all, whether you are a caregiver, a patient, a family member, a best friend, or just a friend in general. It affects us all. Go check out the stripped-down version of an old 1980s band, Twisted Sister, but it's actually the artist, the lead singer, Dee Snider. He's in a video of a stripped-down version of their song, We're Not Gonna Take It. Check it out. It's really powerful. It'll make you tear up. Especially if you know somebody with cancer. It's just a powerful acoustic version of We're Not Gonna Take It. It is awesome. I highly recommend it. And to anybody out there, that may be suffering from cancer, whether you're a kid, whether you're an adult, I do just want to wish you a very speedy recovery, a lot of love, thoughts, prayers, wishes, well wishes. Keep those positive vibes up. It's definitely a really bad disease, and it affects millions of people worldwide. Like I said, adults and kids. But go check out that video. It's pretty damn cool. Download the song from iTunes, the Android store. It's really, really cool. Highly recommend it. And that is pretty much all I wanted to say as far as that goes. Do you have any final thoughts going out of the show and closing it up, David?
Yeah, other than that, that was really nice, and definitely respect out to them, and especially too, since it is Sunday, of course, a very happy Mother's Day to everyone else out there. Hopefully they are enjoying this, and hopefully next time we'll get some friends and stuff on here. Not too many guests, but probably like one at a time. I think that would be good enough to say the very least, and to see any friends or fans or something like that. We'll probably get that on there, just to work with different things. And this was only the first episode of the Dave and Chris show. We'll definitely be back, so of course enjoy your vacation, and I'm looking to enjoy mine, looking to have that going for next weekend for the both of us. And especially to go ahead.
Yeah, be safe on your trip, brother David.
Yes, indeed.
And then of course when we both get back, we definitely need to set a weekend up where we can get together. So so I definitely look forward to that. I'm thinking maybe if all goes well, maybe the first weekend in June. Because I'm going to be all tied up, all kinds of tied up. The weekend after I come back, Memorial Day weekend. got the Balloon Festival in Fuquay Arena, North Carolina.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So if you and your family want to stop by that, me and the Mrs. Boston fan, we will be vending with one of our friends over at the Balloon Festival. We look forward to that, and it's going to be a real crazy busy weekend. Of course, I think it is free to get in. A lot of hot air balloons and food and all kinds of stuff going on there. Hopefully they made some adjustments from last year, because last year it was just the pits. But wasn't a good time last year.
Yeah.
So
maybe this year.
Definitely. Yeah, maybe this year will be a little bit of a better layout.
Yeah.
But
that'd be nice.
But we look forward to talking to you guys again.
Yes.
Doing episode number 2. Like David said, it's show number 1, man. It's just show number 1. This show is totally filled with awesome sauce, and
once we're after the show and stuff, I'll let you know and stuff, and we'll set up something. But yeah, that sounds really cool. Possibly another vlog in the works, and maybe we'll be in the studio too for other episodes. But with that being said, hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend, your week. We'll see you basically in 2 weeks, if you will, most likely, for the next episode. So until then, and only then, hopefully you guys enjoyed the podcast, and we'll see you in the next one, whatever the hell that may be. See you guys.
Bye-bye.